Let's talk about pricing. So I've talked a lot about how setting a price that isn't the bargain basement, isn't the lowest one of your set of competitors is so important. Things like positioning yourself in the marketplace, things like being able to offer a really powerful product, things like profitability. Let's add one more to that profitability, and that is one more reason to set your price high is cost reductions. Let me explain what I mean when I say this. So what ends up happening is that almost everybody who deals with low prices finds themselves having low profits. And so when they have a desire to increase their profits, what they tend to do is they tend to say, how can I reduce costs to be able to increase my profits? Well, the problem is your product's already cheap. And so to reduce cost from there, and don't worry, I'm going to show you how this applies to things like course creators and things like that in just a moment. If I cut it cost anymore, what ends up happening is pretty soon your product is junk. And what ends up happening is nobody buys it because it is junk. Let me tell you a quick story. So at one point in my career, I came into a company. I was assigned to sell chicken nuggets. Okay. And I went over, great. I just got this new assignment. Let's eat some chicken nuggets to see how our product compares to everybody else. And so I said, okay, kitchen, I'd like you to show me all the competitive products and show me my products. And I'm going to come over. I'm going to do a blind taste test, and I want to show me which ones are which. And I'm going to taste them all, and let's see how our product stands up. Man, our product totally failed. Turns out what had happened is this company was trying to be the low price leader in this category. And so every time they tried to make more profits, what they did is they took a little bit more of the chicken out. Okay, they first started by taking the white chicken out and replacing it with dark chicken. Then they took the chicken out and replaced it with soybeans. And so to the point where it literally, legally was like 1% more soybean, and you would have to call them soybean nuggets. You could no longer call them chicken nuggets. And you took a bite of it and you go, yuck. I literally spit it out into my hand. And I said, I hope this isn't our product. And they said, this is our product. And I said, it tastes like a sponge that's been passed over by the body of a chicken at some point in this history. It doesn't even taste like chicken. It tastes like soybean. And they said, yeah, it does. And I said, how do we fix that? And they said, we got to put chicken back in the product. And I said, let's do it. And they said, $40 million. And I said, let's do it. And they said, the company won't let us. And what ended up happening is, long story short, I went to bat. I got $40 million to put chicken back in our product. And all of a sudden the product started selling again. And it's like, amazing. When you give people food that tastes good, they actually buy it. Well, let's apply this to the world of courses. So let's say that you are nervous, no one will buy your product, and so you decide to discount your product. So there's people selling this product for $2,000, similar products for $1,000, $500, $297, $197, and you decide to price your course at $47. Okay, well, here's the problem. Let's say it's a course and you got a 5-module course, and that course probably should include some group calls. Well, you can't afford to do that if you're charging $47. It probably ought to include some more modules, so not just 3 modules or 4 modules. To do it right, you probably ought to have 5 or 6 modules. Well, you can't afford to do that. You probably ought to have some kind of a moderated community. You can't afford to do that at $47. Probably ought to have good customer service. Can't afford to pay somebody to do it, and you can't do it yourself. You probably ought to have frequent updates. That ain't going to happen because you priced it too low. So what ends up happening is when your price is too low, you can't afford to put the things into the product that your customer needs to succeed. This is a great reason why you should look at all your competitors, throw out the Udemy kinds of things. Those $10 products aren't your competition. Take the ones that are marketing in this bigger, and then take it and and see, okay, the similar products range from 1,000 down to 297. Well, you probably ought to be up in the 1,000 range. You want to be pricing at the top end of it. And what ends up happening is when you do that, then you're pricing high enough to make money, so you don't have to make your money by ripping quality out of the product. And this enables you to deliver a great product people actually want to buy, that when they go through it, they get the amazing results you're promising them, and they're so happy they want to tell all their friends about them, so their friends start to come and join you also. Discounting. One of the main reasons why you never want to price a product at the bottom end of the market. It's total fiction. If I decrease the price, more people will buy. Yeah, that part's true. But what ends up happening is the increase in people buying is not enough to make up, in most cases, for the decrease in dollars that you're getting. So if you cut your price by half, that means you have to sell twice as much to make the same amount of money. And almost never does that happen. Cut your price in half, you'll probably sell 30% more. All right, you just hurt yourself. You're actually making way more money than you used to in the past. The arguments just don't work when it comes to things like products. Price is part of the equation people use when they consider, do I buy a course? Do I buy coaching? Do I buy consulting from someone? They view price as one of the major determiners as to how good your quality is. If your price is rock bottom, they assume your quality is too, and they don't buy. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. This is Don Crowther saying, just go do this stuff.